Binance is making a big splash in the UAE. Wherever you look in this region, wherever you go, they are there. So with me in the studio is Tarik Erk. He's the regional head for MENAT and also senior executive officer Abu Dhabi at Binance. Tarik, thank you for joining us today and welcome to Wall Street Tamina.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
Tarik, let's start from the latest news you had. You just launched zero-fee dirham deposits straight from a bank account here into Binance. Walk us through what that actually means.
Yeah, so this has been a really exciting launch for us recently. What this means is from your own bank account in the UAE, you can make a direct deposit to your account in Binance that is in a safeguarded account to hold your AED, and it allows you to easily buy any of our crypto asset offerings, or if you're selling, to be able to easily withdraw to your bank account. So what that provides is a fast, secure, and inexpensive way to get money on and off our Binance exchange with as little friction as possible. So this is something that historically with crypto exchanges, there's always been some difficulty and friction depositing or withdrawing funds. You're going through expensive third-party providers, card acquirers, or slow methods that is really not a par for the speed that our customers expect. And with this AED channel, it's allowing us to not only better serve our retail customers, but advance institutional clients who expect this kind of execution speed to deposit and withdraw funds from the Binance platform.
Yeah, it's going to help for sure at the moment. Yeah. And you also called this moment here infrastructure catching up with ambition. Let's talk about that. What was missing before this step that you made?
Yeah, so historically, I think us as a crypto platform we're very ambitious, very forward-looking for cutting-edge products and technology, but we absolutely need the support of the existing financial institutions, such as bank partners, to enable this kind of fiat infrastructure, is what we call it.
Yes.
And that allows us to kind of partner both with the traditional financial players in that space, but also enable digital asset access for our customers. And I think that to add to that, in the UAE, we have the clarity to be able to do so. We hold various licenses with VARA to service our UAE clients, and then ADGM licenses to service global clients. And with that, we have the regulatory approval to allow us to then work with banks and other financial institutions to help provide additional services, such as a fiat channel on and off our platform.
Yeah. You mentioned now ADGM and Binance anchored its global operations under ADGM in Abu Dhabi. Why was that an important move or the right move also for you?
Yeah, so this provided a regulatory infrastructure for our global business, which is Binance.com. And I think this was a really forward-looking and a progressive regulatory environment for us to move this business. And with our ADGM setup, we hold 3 licenses, which is an exchange, clearinghouse, and broker-dealer. And under these licenses, all of our products and activities can fit really in a nice way to be able to service our global clients in a fully regulated environment. So this, we have gone live in January, and this has been one of our biggest developments of the year.
So you started with this big move, let's say. So, okay, back to digital assets. Let's talk crypto for a second here. And 1 in 4 people in UAE already own crypto. Why adoption here is so much higher than almost anywhere else?
This is a good question because I've gotten the opportunity to see it firsthand. The UAE, from just its business-friendly and tax-friendly policies, is attracting such an international crowd. And the people who have come here to work, live, and do business are naturally people who I think are inclined to access digital assets or have that as part of their investment portfolio. So I think because of the setup that we have here in the UAE, it lends itself to it more, I think, forward-thinking and technologically advanced population, and crypto goes hand in hand with that. And that goes as well to my previous point where we have the assurances from a regulatory standpoint
Yeah.
where your assets are safeguarded and provided in a regulated way. So it gives you the comfort where you're accessing a platform such as Binance, that you're doing this in, I think, responsible and compliant way.
Yeah. I mean, regulations are big also. And you said the environment here is business friendly.
Yes.
So what about regulation when it comes to digital assets? Are they that friendly or more maybe tightened up?
Well, it has to be strict
Yes.
to a degree, because ultimately it's looking after what's in the best interest of customers and consumer protection. So by no means is this friendly does not mean lax, but it means open and transparent of what needs to be done to operate a digital asset business. So you have something unique here in the UAE where the regulations and framework is tailored for the asset class itself. So in the rules, regulations, and guidelines, these are tailored towards crypto. And so understanding what best practices are, not only internationally, but by what leading exchanges such as Binance believe are best practices. So that makes a very good partnership for us to, I think, localize our services and be regulated here in the UAE and in a number of ways.
Yeah, I want to ask you also another question about regulations here in the UAE. We talked about it a lot in the show too. And regulators here keep maybe like the rules are straight, maybe it's tightening at some point as well. Does that build trust with everybody, you think? Or maybe it scares people off?
Well, I haven't seen people being scared off to a degree where they're not doing business with the regulated firms here. I think it actually is providing a lot more clarity. So as the industry has matured, so does our client base. We're working with institutional clients such as hedge funds, family offices, or large bank partners. And as a requirement to do business with a crypto platform, they have to be regulated. So Binance's setup is enabling these kinds of relationships due to our investment in being a regulated business.
Yeah. So Binance is big in the UAE, but it's not just big here. I think it's big in the GCC as well, and a lot of countries also in the region itself. Let's talk about the next steps now and the growth that you're having in GCC and also in Turkey and Pakistan.
Yeah, so this is quite an exciting region for digital assets. And I think you have UAE is one of the kind of leading markets in terms of by example and setting up the infrastructure. But also we've invested in several markets here in the region. So we're regulated by the Central Bank of Bahrain, where we have both exchange and also payment services activities that are under the Central Bank of Bahrain's regulatory framework. We also are pursuing licenses in Turkey as one of the operating entities in the Turkish market, which is very high on crypto adoption and one of the largest, I think, markets for crypto globally, as well as you may have seen in the news over the last year, our efforts in Pakistan, where we've received a NOC with VARA, the crypto-specific regulator for Pakistan. And so we're working towards our full license there to localize our services, and which is a very exciting and rapidly developing market for crypto adoption.
Yeah, this is very exciting, of course, for Binance and for this region, as well as we're moving very quickly and very fast with this field. What's the one thing about crypto in this region that people still get it wrong, let's say, at times?
Well, I think people may tend to overcomplicate it, or not knowing, what are the basic fundamentals to become educated on what does this asset class mean? What are the functionalities of owning different crypto? So that's where at Binance, we invest a lot in education for not only the general public and our customers, and as well as trying to set best policies with our partners in the regulators. So I think people tend to see it as a bit abstract, but if you, I think, simplify it, and as we were just talking about our bank account channel, this is a perfect platform where you can deposit just whatever your, small amount that you would like to try to buy your first Bitcoin, be able to withdraw it to your own external wallet, just to understand how the technology works, what benefit it can provide. And I think that's something where people have that kind of light bulb moment where, okay, I see the value in this.
I can go into it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But moving forward too, we're working on a lot of innovative efforts to power payments, remittances with crypto. So in the back end, it may be stable coins, and the customer may be none the wiser, but they'll benefit from faster and cheaper settlements that benefit your everyday person.
Yeah. I think now everyone's looking for the fastest, cheapest, better also. That's the goal at the moment. Let me ask you this last thing for someone who's never touched crypto in their life. Is this the moment now that he finally can be able to go and do it?
Yeah, I think we have everything you would need for someone who's a crypto novice or just newbie to, I think, become familiar and educated on what crypto really can do for, I think, their personal either investment portfolio or just functionality for payments. So I think with all of the work that we've done at Binance to provide, I think, less friction in accessing bank transfers and ability to access our services and making it a kind of a simple and friendly way to do so. This is always a good time, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much, Tarik,
Very
for
well.
joining us.